Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel again. So on today's tutorial, this is for Sarah, who asked me to drop a video on how I made this dress for my client's birthday. So guys, the measurement I'll be working with today, I'm working with bust 38 and waist 33. That is half length 33. That's what I'll be working with. I want my starting line, all my measurement line to start from this straight line here. So all my measurement line starting from this straight line here. So from this straight line, I'll be taking my shoulder to my chest, which is 7 inches. And then from my chest to my armhole, which is 9 inches. From my shoulder to my armhole is 9 inches, right? From my shoulder to my under bust is 14 inches. From my shoulder to my half length is 16 inches. Then from my shoulder to the full length of my upper part of the dress is going to be, depending on how long you want that V to be. But me, I'll be working with 23. So from my shoulder to my full length is what? 23. So I'm just going to draw a straight line so you can see what I'm doing. So this is my starting point. This is my chest line. So I'm just going to mark it chest line. This is my armhole. This is my armhole. This is my under bust. This is half length. And this is the full length of my upper part. This line here is the full length of my upper part. So what we are going to do next is to take our body measurements, our round body measurements. So the next thing we are going to do is to divide our nipple to nipple by 2. My nipple to nipple is 9 inches. So divided by 2 will give me 4 and half. 4 and half. So I'm just going to mark 4 and half here. I'm going to mark 4 and half all the way down. So 4 and half all the way down. 4 and half all the way down. And I'm going to draw a straight line. I'm going to draw a straight line like this. So after drawing a straight line, let me show you how you get the armhole. So for the armhole, what you're going to do is to take your shoulder measurement divided by 2. My shoulder is 15. Sorry, my shoulder is 16. Divided by 2, that will give me 8. That will give me 8. So I'm going to mark 8 here. I'm going to mark 8 here, and I'm just going to connect it to my armhole. So you just curve it a bit down to the armhole, from the chest point down to the armhole. So after that, what we are going to be doing next, from our under bust, we'll go on the right side by 1 inch, on the left side by 1 inch as well from the under bust. So we'll take 1 inch here and 1 inch on this other side. We'll extend the same 1 inch all the way down to the full length. We'll take 1 inch at this side, and here we'll just extend it all the way down. Just follow what I'm doing, just like this, and you'll get it. So what we are going to do next is to draw a straight line from the full length to the under bust. We'll draw a straight line from the full length to the under bust. Guys, if you are still watching me up until this point, kindly hit the subscribe button. If you are a returning subscriber, I appreciate you. And if you are watching me for the first time, I also do appreciate you. Kindly hit the subscribe button, drop a comment, and like. You can also share this video to other people that you think might be of help. So after this, guys, after we are done with this is like we are taking our dart intake. This is our dart intake. So what we are going to do next is, from this point, from your chest line down to your under bust, whatever you have there, just divide it by 2. Divide it by 2. You can choose to draw a straight line. You can choose not to draw a straight line. Just divide it by 2. Then what you're going to do next, after you draw a straight line or you just mark that point, what you're going to do next is you are going to connect from this, your under bust, all the way to this point. And you're going to connect it like so. You understand? You can choose to use your ruler, your curve ruler, or you can choose to use your free hand. Just make sure that it is not too curvy so it doesn't stress you when you want to sew. So you can choose to just use whichever one that works for you. So after joining it like so, we are going up to tighten the up part of the bust. And what we are going to do is to take ½ inch on both sides, which is going to be 1 inch. Take ½ inch here and ½ inch here, and then we are going to connect it to this point like so, just like that. This is a very simple method. It's a very straight method of cutting your bustier. So you're just going to connect it like so. You're going to do the same thing on this point. Please don't make it too curvy so it doesn't stress you when you're trying to sew. So after that, this is what you're going to get. This is what you're going to get. Then the next thing we'll be doing is to take our body measurements. So our body measurements, my bust is 38. 38 divided by 4 will give me 9.5. So I'll just mark 9.5 here. We took 1 inch from here, right? Whatever we have here, 1 inch, I'm going to replace it. And then I'll add my sewing allowance. Either 1 inch, 1.5, or 2 inches. Whatever works for you is fine. So I'm going to add 1.5 inch of allowance over here. Then I'll come to my waist measurement. My waist is 33. 33 divided by 4 is giving me 8.5. 8.5, I guess. Okay, 33 divided by 4 is giving me 8.25. So I'm just going to mark what I have here for my waist. I'll mark it just like this. And then whatever I have here, I'll just replace whatever I have here on my fabric. That is on my pattern paper. That's 2 inch. And I'm going to add my sewing allowance, which is 1.5 inch. Whatever I have on my half length here, I'm going to replace it on my underbust, because my underbust and my half length is 33. So I'm going to replace whatever I have on my half length on my underbust, just like so. You understand, guys? So now, what we are going to do next is to join everything together. What I'm going to do now is to join everything together. So I'll be joining everything together like so. Mind you, I'm joining from my armhole, my armhole. I'm starting the joining from my armhole. So just going to connect everything like this. So this is what I'm having. So we know that the middle part of the dress has like a V. It has like a V. So we are going to cut that out. We are going to connect it. But before that, the neck of the dress is a princess dart. Is a princess dart. So what I'm going to do now to get that princess dart, I'll just come down by 1 inch, depending on how deep you want your princess neckline to be. That's what you will just measure. But I want to come down by 1 inch from my neckline down to 1 inch, and I'm going to connect like so. I'm just going to connect from this point now. Just connect it however you want to connect it. From this point, I'm going to connect it like this. You can choose to come down some more. You can choose to come down some more. It just depends on what you want. You can choose to come down some more. However you want it is fine. Then what we are going to do next is to cut it out. Let me cut this out first off for you to see. So I don't want you to be confused. Whatever I have on my half length, I'm just going to transfer it down to my full length. We are not using this part, so I just want to transfer it so you would understand what I'm doing. And then I'll cut it out. So we are going to be cutting out like so. We are going to be cutting this out. So this is what we have. So what I'm going to do next is to join these two. Like this. Although this doesn't really matter, what you're just going to do from your half length, just make a slant, a curved line. You can use your straight ruler anyways to just draw a straight line all the way down. Find your straight ruler. Like I said, depending on how deep you want it to be. I used 33. You can use 34, you can use 35, you can use, depending on how deep you want it to be. So I'm just going to come down by 1 inch. That is 24. Just make it deep a bit. So I'm going to use, I'll be using my straight hand to just curve from my half length. I'm just going to connect it like so. Just going to you see what I'm doing, guys? You just connect it like so, like this, all the way to your half length. We want to take our armhole dart. We want to take our side dart. So what we are going to do now for this our side dart, from this line here, we are going to come down. We are going to come down by 1 inch, and we are going to connect it to this point. This point here, we are going to connect it like so. So this is that, this is that. We don't need all these parts, so we're just going to cut it out. And then we'll open up our dart. We'll open up our dart. I'm not going to cut everything. I'll just stop a bit close to the edge, and we are going to close our dart like this. We are going to close up our dart. So I've gone ahead to close up the dart. So this is what we'll be having. This is what we'll be having for our front pattern. And mind you guys, I just want you to understand this. After taking in your 1 inch for your darts and then you have closed it, you can go ahead and replace your darts. That 1 inch that you took, that 1 inch you took for your dart here, you can go ahead and replace it. Bring back the 1 inch down here and then connect your curve again. But I don't replace my own because it works perfectly like this for me. It doesn't give me issue. It works perfectly like this for me. But if you want, you can go ahead to replace your 1 inch that you took here. You can go ahead to replace it here, then connect it all the way down. So guys, for my back, I'm just going to come down. I'm just going to mark my starting line, just the way we did for the front. I'm going to mark my starting line. So this is my starting line. Then from my starting line, from my shoulder to my chest, which is 7, from my shoulder to my armhole, which is 9, from my shoulder to my half length, which is 16, right? So I'm going to draw a straight line across like so. And then I'm going to take out 1 inch for my zipper allowance. So I'll be taking out 1 inch for my zipper allowance, like so. And I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to draw it out. I'm going to draw it out like this. I hope you guys are following. Afterwards, I'm going to take my shoulder measurement, which is 8, and I'm going to mark it there like this. Then I'll take my body measurement. My body measurement, which is my bust, is 9.5. I'm going to take 9.5, and I'll add my 1.5 inch sewing allowance. My waist measurement, which is 8/4, I'm going to mark it, and I'll add my 1.5 inch sewing allowance, and I'm just going to connect it. I'm going to connect like so. Then afterwards, guys, I'm going to connect from my bust all the way to my shoulder. So you can choose to use a straight line to connect, or you can choose to use your curve ruler. But for my shoulder, I want to come out by 1 inch. I want to come out, I'll be in by 1 inch. So I'm just going to connect from this point now down to my shoulder, like this. And then from this point, I'm going to come down here, my zipper allowance here. I'm going to come down by, you can come down by 1 inch, you can come down by 2 inch, 1.5, depending on how deep you want your back neckline to be. For me, I'm not going to come down by 1 inch, and I'm going to use my curve ruler to connect like this. Yes. So this is how my back is going to be. This is how my back is going to be. Then now, what we are going to do next is to eliminate the zipper bulge at the back. So just find the middle parts. Just find the middle parts here, and then come inwards by 1/2 inch. I'm having 1 inch here for zipper allowance, so I'll just come in by 1/2 inch, and I'm going to connect from this point all the way to the top, from this point all the way to this end as well. You can use your straight hand to do this, so you don't have to use your curve ruler because it's not supposed to be curvy. It is not supposed to be curvy. So you can use your straight hand to do this. And then we are going to cut. This is our new neckline, right? And then this part is not needed. This is going to be our new zipper allowance. So we are going to cut everything out. This is what we'll be having for our back. This is what we are having for our back. So guys, to get the flower part for our sleeve, this is what we do. Just take a piece of fabric or a piece of paper and then fold it like this. You see how many times I folded it? This is 1 and this is 2, right? Then fold it again like this. As if you want to cut a flea. Now you know how to fold your fabric if you want to cut a flea. Yeah, just fold it like this. And then you're going to use your marker or your chalk just to make a curve. Just make a curve like so. However you want to draw the flower, because there are different ways of cutting out flowers, okay? Cutting out petal designs. So you're just going to cut like so. And you're going to have your petal design like this. This is too big. If this is too big, you can go ahead and reduce it. Go ahead to reduce it. Depending on how big you want it to be, is how wide you fold your fabric. You understand? So just go ahead and cut it like so. And you're going to have this as your flower. You're going to be having this as your flower. So guys, just because I am not working on this style right now, I'm just going to explain how I achieved the petal you saw on the sleeve. So after cutting your shape on your organza, I used organza fabric. After cutting your shape, your flower shape on your organza fabric, you cut it like two organza fabric, the same shape. After cutting it, you just place your hemming gum all over it. You place your hemming gum all over it, and then you place the other organza on it as well. Then you iron it. You iron it. Once you are done ironing, it will come out. It will be firm. It will come out. And then you can go ahead to apply any beads, any stone, anything you want to apply to make it glitter. You can go ahead to do that. But before then, you cut your sleeve. That's your strap for your sleeve. You just go ahead to cut any size of strap. Maybe 2 inches, 2 inches strap, or 1.5, or 1 inches, depending on how wide you want the strap to be. So you just go ahead to cut it, and then for the length, you can cut 14 inches or you cut 15 inches for the length, depending on how huge your client is. Or you can just take the measurement. You can as well take the measurement from the chest point, all the way to the back, where the back neckline is stopping. You can take the measurement. Whatever you have there, you just cut it out on your fabric, a straight rope, a straight strap on your fabric. To get the kissing part of the dress, measure from your half length down to the full length, cut it out in a fillet, and then spread your dress out and then make a kissing pleating around like so. Make sure you have enough allowance at the upper part so you can make kissing pleating like this. After you are done, this is what you should have, and this is how the dress looks on my client after adding the petals to it. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye. To get the down part of your dress, measure from your half length to your full length. Cut it out like a flare. Make sure the waist is wide enough so you can pleat it. Just the way you are seeing, just do kissing pleating around the dress until you achieve what you want. Just take your time with it. And this is what the dress will be looking like without the petal. So afterwards, you just attach your petal, stone it or bead it however you want. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye. See you in my next video. Mwah.